said he's going to do the intro. So, he was awful excited about that.
Welcome back to the Swolemates update.
The Swolemates update. So we are in, we don't even know what week. We don't know what episode, but I can tell you where we are. I can tell you where I am, like competition-wise. I'm 9 weeks out. So hopefully you're all caught up. We normally don't post the videos for a while because I've been rotating between a Swolemates update and like when I have interviews or whatever. So I'm going to try to catch up just so we're more along the lines of where we actually are time-wise, because it is Super Bowl Sunday. It is February 13th, day before Valentine's Day.
And I think she just posted the one like the week after Christmas.
The day after Christmas.
The day after Christmas.
We got a little bit to catch up on. So anyway, Valentine's Day. Well, so we had some different topics we could talk about. One of the things I was thinking about was the Super Bowl, and everybody always eats all of the Super Bowl foods that are probably no-nos. If you are, well, especially if you're in competition prep. But anyway, since tomorrow is Valentine's Day, we want to talk. Oh yeah, candy is great.
More bad stuff.
Valentine's Day, we want to talk about Swolemates.
Swolemates.
Because we are Swolemates.
How can you get your own Swolmate?
Okay. Well, I don't know if we want to talk about how you can get your own. Okay, what not to do to get your own Swolmate? We could go probably into a whole big list of what not to do. I will tell you what not to do is don't try to pick somebody up at the gym when they're in the middle of working out.
You shouldn't try and pick anybody up in the gym anyway. And my opinion on that is because you shouldn't shit where you eat. If you pick somebody up in the gym, I mean, that's you, unless it actually works out,
Somebody's gonna be switching
it's
gyms,
gonna be
is what we're saying.
Awkward. It's like whatever.
Awkward. Yeah, so you probably just don't want to do that. So, how and why though? Why would you want to be a Swolmate? Because you see these things all the time, right, on social media or whatever, and hashtag Swolemates and couple goals and
fit couple.
Yeah,
some of the ones that I use a lot. All
that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I think there are pros and cons, but how, I guess, what would define what would your definition of a Swolmate be?
Us.
It's not the definition.
Yeah, it would be a picture in the dictionary. Swolemates. I don't know. Swolemates. I mean, it's soulmates. Well, swole.
Swole soulmates. Soulmates who are fit. And
I would say it's a couple that's not just like dating, just got together, whatever. People that have been together for a while that enjoy the gym. Right?
Fit couples.
Yeah,
I guess.
A fit couple.
Fit couples are most likely, I guess, to be Swolemates. But, I guess why would you want to be a Swolmate? I would love to have comments below. So y'all can comment below. Why would you want a Swolmate? Because, I've heard people say it a lot. And so what would be, why would you want one? The how and the why of being the Swolmate. So I just like wrote down some notes like, I think one of the key things with having a Swolmate, especially if you're a competitor, is having somebody who understands what you're doing.
That's huge.
And of course, like, Luke started competing a while after we met.
We were already together. So I've never been with somebody else that, doesn't understand.
Yeah, competing as a competitor, but he hasn't always been a competitor, and he's just been a competitor for like, the past 4 years, 4 years. Oh, how long?
2017. So
5 years. Yeah. Okay, so 5 years.
Well, it'll be 5 years in September.
All right,
October?
so for
October, 5 years.
A little over 4 years, between 4 and 5 years, he's been competing. So I started competing 22 years ago now. So my first competition was 22 years ago. I have been in relationships as a competitor with people that were really far from understanding competitors. And, it's not to say that you could never get it, but I think especially if you're a competitor and you're in a relationship with somebody that doesn't even work out at all, like it's hard, like, because they don't get it and they can still be an understanding person. But I think you could almost, you could look at it from, it's not to say you should change your relationship. I'm not saying that, but, trying to get them to understand your lifestyle, I think is important. And one of the key things I think with being a Swolemate is understanding that, and communication, I think, is really important. And when you do both compete, you do a lot of talking about the experience, I think, as a whole, and through each competition, like what you've learned.
I think the talking too is, it's not really like directed talking. You're just talking through the day, like, oh my god, today sucked, or just stuff like that. You talk about it, and your partner hears it and they understand because they've done it.
Yeah, I mean, because even when you're not in it, I mean, if you've ever been in it, you get it. It's a whole different thing. Like if you compete and you prep together.
We did a prep together.
I think it's almost easier, honestly. Like I really do, because you're both suffering at the same time.
People always ask though, like, that's got to be horrible. I mean, that household must have been.
No, it's not.
Horrible.
I think it's almost better. I really do, because you're both going through it at the same time. Especially if you're doing the same show, you're on the same timeline. You've got the same amount to go, but like the struggles are pretty much, timeline wise, you're experiencing the same things. Because like there becomes a point. Generally, I feel like for me, it's about where I'm at now. I'm going to say like 8 to 10 weeks out is when it becomes really sucky, like super sucky. And it gets just, it gets worse. And so I think if you're both in it, it's a little bit better, but it's got its pros and cons, I think, because like you don't really want both adults in the household to be like on edge at the same time, because if there are children in the house, they're probably gonna be not experiencing a lot of niceness sometimes, because that happens. But anyway, so yeah, that's my benefit is understanding and being able to, I guess, empathize. So don't hit the thing.
I'm not hitting the thing. It's not shaking. All right.
So what would your thing be?
For what?
Like why or how?
Why? How?
Why should you want a Swolemate? You said something about the gym.
What about it?
Like in the gym, what's so like if you're a Swolemate, hopefully you would go to the gym together at least some. Like we don't get to do a lot of the same workouts.
We used to work out because I was new to all this, and this is her profession, so she's been, she knows stuff in the gym. So when I was learning stuff in the gym, she was very helpful, and we worked out. I'm not gonna knock it off there. And we worked out together, and I learned a lot. And then slowly we kind of changed, and she did splits and wanted certain days off, and I used to do a bro split, and so we don't work out together as much anymore. And now, I don't do the bro split anymore, but our days off are still not the same, and we don't work the same stuff. But occasionally we do some stuff together, and we did a leg day last week together. So
Luke wanted me to do his leg day.
I want her to do my quad.
She wanted me to like have all of the volume and like be in pain, and
And she wasn't. I'm
he
like,
laughs.
Oh my God.
He laughs.
I don't laugh.
You do. He videos me, and
I wasn't laughing in the video.
Oh, but you were thinking,
No,
you were hoping it killed me.
Oh,
like you.
I was hoping that you felt as bad as me, and she didn't. I got a little sore.
I'm used to the volume.
Like, oh well, then I guess I'm not doing it right.
Well, I'll give you my leg work. Oh, but when we had to, when the gyms were closed and stuff, and we had to do in the dungeon, we did work out a lot together. And the worst thing for me is unloading all his weights and loading them back up. Like
back on after she's done.
It's a whole nother workout, y'all. It really is. It's like if I have one plate, he's got like 4 plates, and it's like when you're, especially if you're cutting and you're tired anyway, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It is so hard. So machines are really good. If you can work out together and use like selectorized machines, that's great, because like you can just switch them. Like, but if you're at a place where you have to use plates, it's like, I mean, I guess you can have a guy and a girl that are like, whoever your partner is, like that are close to the same waist. It's kind of like I said, if you even have any kind of a gym partner, it's good. But one of the benefits that I said with having a Swolemate is that, especially a lot of times girls are intimidated to go into the free weight area. So like going in with a guy makes it less intimidating, I think. And so that's one plus. I think also, like if you work out together, you would tend to talk, like, in between sets and stuff, which can be a really good thing. I think a lot of times when couples are together a long time, especially for some reason, if they get married, I don't know why, but like they stop like talking. They just stop talking. They don't communicate anymore. And like if you work out together, you're gonna talk, hopefully, like between sets and stuff. Like you shouldn't be talking the whole time.
Yeah.
But you have to like get your breath a little bit. So I think that that's a really good selling point of having a Swolemate. Anyway, but just to get to that point sometimes is really hard. Like I said, I've been in both. I've been in relationships as a competitor with, somebody that works out and somebody that doesn't work out. And I mean, it's really a big difference. You feel like you have a different life if you're with somebody who doesn't do it at all. Like they don't get it. They don't want to get it. I think anytime you're in a relationship, you should try to have, I don't know. I don't even necessarily mean like similar goals, but you should have communication. And, it's good if you have similar goals, but I think you need to have that, I don't know, you need to feel like you have support.
Yeah.
In some manner.
Another thing you could learn, if you're willing to try new things, you could learn stuff from somebody else. If you're a girl and with your guy, you could learn stuff that way. I mean, and if you're a guy and you're in there with a girl, don't be afraid to try some of the stuff, like It ain't gonna kill you. I
Don't be
promise.
afraid to learn stuff from a girl
Don't be
just
the guy
because
that's
she's
like
a girl.
all machoed out and I can't do any of them sissy girly things. I'm gonna tell you what, you go ahead and try them.
Some of the
Some of them
sissy
will
girly things are what'll kick
put
your
it
butt.
on you. It's crazy.
So I think also like you know, besides what I said about you know, understanding and empathy and all that kind of stuff, is like, you know, having somebody that's like an accountability partner is a big deal. And especially like if you're together, if you're a couple, then that like that's a built-in accountability partner, right? If you tell your partner your goals, then hopefully they're going to make you kind of check in with them, right? And be like, so what's going on with this, you know, and kind of help to keep you on track, hopefully. You know, the worst thing is if you're with somebody who doesn't get it and then you tell them you got some big plan, and they never even ask you.
Yeah. Again, I've never had that.
Well, I mean, but you could probably think about like even before you got into working out and competing, you know, if you're in a relationship where your goals are totally on opposite ends of the spectrum, you know, it's hard. It's the same thing with lifting, working out, not working out, could be the same thing as, you know, you're the type of person who has a goal to like save X amount of money and retire by the time you're 55, and you're with somebody who's got the mentality of everything you earn is spent before you even get it. You know what I mean? It's like total opposites. So you want, you know, you don't want that. You want to have a good, happy meeting place and middle ground that, but you know, I feel like the Swolemate thing, it's just fit couples get it. Like I think they can relate better to each other because they are in the same mindset of, you know, improving their health, improving their bodies, setting a goal, whether it's a physique goal or, you know, a health goal or whatever. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I think.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you doodled something else on there that you didn't.
What I doodle? About these are my vein points. Why don't you say those? So why you should be a soulmate?
The sex is better because you're both fit, and if you're doing stuff in the gym and you're doing stuff for your body, I mean, could increase your attraction, I guess I should say, to your significant other.
Increase your attractiveness, you like, know. Oh, I mean,
dang,
yeah, I mean, honestly, y'all, like, so more, you know, if you're trying to get in better shape, you know, don't tell me that like you're going to be super attractive or attracted to a person who is totally out of shape, lazy, sits on the couch, drinks a bunch of beer, eats a bunch of crap. That's not attractive, right? I mean, if you're like with somebody who's taking care of themselves and working out hard in the gym and like they're physically showing these benefits of the work they're putting in, you know, that is attractive. Like, I think it just kind of goes to the overall, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but your overall appearance is so much more attractive if you are taking care of yourself, right? Like if you're taking care of yourself, number one, you're going to have more energy to do the things, you know, like in the bedroom. If you feel like crap and you're eating crap, drinking crap, and laying around, you're not going to have energy for that. Like if you're working out, you are going to have more energy for that. And you're gonna look better for taking care of yourself. That's just it.
Yeah, and what better person to do that with than your soulmate?
Right. So
Again,
I
I mean,
like
it's
going
like,
and staring at him at the gym, you know. So even if we don't work out together and he's there,
I'm always checking her out.
I'm always checking him out.
She'll look in the mirror somewhere across the gym and realize that I'm looking at her in the mirror.
But it's good because you know that they're trying. And not necessarily trying to improve themselves for you, but that's definitely a perk. um and I do think that's important. If you are with somebody that you really love and want to be with for a long time, then obviously you want them to live a long time, right? So what better way to do that than to increase your longevity by improving your physical health, and it improves your mental health. All of it. Like exercise does so many things for your body and your mind, it's going to give you, I think, a longer life, hopefully, cross your fingers, but a better quality of life, that you do have. Right?
Yeah.
What else you got to add?
I don't know.
I feel like I've talked a lot here.
I mean, if you're going, I mean, I don't know.
Say it.
I don't have any thoughts.
Well, you had a thought.
I had a thought. I don't know. I couldn't bring it out to like a good point.
Think about it.
Think about it. Sound it out.
Use your words.
I mean, if you're going to the gym anyway, and maybe you don't have to work out all the time together, but
and don't be the kind of person too that, go ahead and finish your thought first.
Well, yeah, you don't have to work out all the time. Oh, and that's another thing though you probably shouldn't do is don't feel like you definitely don't act like more than the other person, or try and boss people around. What was that? What you were gonna say?
No.
Oh, well, what are you doing then?
My
God.
Don't feel like you what? What were you saying?
No, you done messed it up now.
Finish your thought.
I can't think of it now. You distracted me.
You said don't feel like something.
I don't know. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, if you are a person that lives and you're with somebody that doesn't, try to get them to go with you. Because, if you are gone for hours a day to the gym and they're not on board, it's going to cause a lot of problems.
Especially if they're a jealous person.
Like me. Like if he were...
She's not as jealous as she used to be.
I'm going to say, well, yes, I am.
Really?
But so
I didn't think you were.
What I was going to say is, if I didn't work out and he lifts and stuff the way he does, sometimes he's gone like 2 to 3 hours. And it's like, if I were not a workout person and we're not with him at all, like sometimes I'll just drive separate because I know he takes forever. But if he were gone that whole time and I were just sitting at home, like doing whatever or waiting on him, or I was a really jealous person, which I sort of am, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. That's going to cause issues. So really try to get your partner involved, like even if it's little bits to start out, just doing something together. Like if you are, if you're a girl and you're married to a guy who doesn't do anything, find something that he likes to do and try to do what he does. It doesn't even have to be a gym thing, that's just where we're coming from because that's what we do together. But like do things that he likes to do. Try to get him to do things that you like to do. Usually that's the problem is when, if you're over here and he's over here and you're never trying to do anything together, then it just creates resentment, and it creates like animosity between you two. And you don't, that's how you end up. That's how you end up never together, and you won't stay together. That's my fault.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The when you're like, if you go to the gym with your partner and they're, you know, maybe new to it or whatever, that's what I was gonna say was don't like boss over them, you know. That's not going to be inviting at all. Yeah. I mean, if you were new to something, right, and
be patient.
You went with somebody who knew what they were doing, and they were giving you crap the whole time, or you know, you're doing it wrong, or you know, really just, you know, just constantly on you about it. Would you want to go back and do it again? You know,
you need to talk to your partner like you would talk to your best friend. And I think that's where a lot of problems happen anyway, and how people aren't swolemates, because you know, they do become bossy, and like, because you're so comfortable with each other, if you've been together a long time, you've got this your likelihood of being bossy or snappy with them, I think, is increased, versus like if I were telling my friend how to do something, I'm going to have a different approach. So think about that approach, and, you know, be patient and understanding in that if you're teaching them something, they are new to this, right? You have to give it time for them to learn. And it's not going to be fun. You know, just let them try stuff. You know, don't let them hurt themselves, but don't nitpick things either. Don't overcorrect all the time. You know, everybody's body is different biomechanically anyway. So like what you think looks right might not feel right for them. So it might not be exactly how you do it form wise, but that's okay. You know, you want to offer as much support as instruction anyway, I think. Right.
Yep.
Mr. Swolemate.
My 24-ounce cup of coffee is almost empty.
That means this is our time. So, you know, that's what we kind of wanted to talk about. And so if you this is not going to be out of Valentine's Day, but we hope that you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and you enjoy your significant other, and hopefully they don't I don't know. Candy is good. I like candy on Valentine's Day.
Hopefully they don't.
Well, I was gonna say hopefully they don't buy you a bunch. So, you know, just remember that Valentine's candy is good. Don't get me wrong, but just a little bit is good. You know, they have these big, huge, like chocolate hearts, right? And oh my Lord, like, see, that's too much. Like, and especially like if you're a Swolemate, you don't need that much. You can get like the little bitty heart, and it's just as good, and be like me, and you can stretch that candy over like a month.
I'm going to tell you all what, there's like candy in this house that's so old. I cleaned most of it up like right after my competition. I was like, nope, we're getting rid of this.
Luke's got the mentality that if it's all there, just you eat it all at once.
Eat it till it's gone.
See, I'm more like I'll spread it out, you know, or I'll have half of something, and then I'll save it, and then I'll have something, and you know, so you can fit things in, and it's okay. So enjoy your Swolemate, enjoy your Valentine's Day. I hope your day is filled with lots of love, even if you don't have a Swolemate. You know, love who you're with. Show them love, even if it's your kids. You know.
Isn't that an 80s song?
I don't know.
Love
but
the
anyway.
one you're with.
Oh, ugh. I don't know. I think that, but anyway. So enjoy your day, and thank you for being here. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so.
And like and share,
share,
comment on it.
Yes.
Watch all of the videos. Binge watch them.
Help us grow.
Yeah.
Like if you get to know us, then you're gonna know what we're talking about, what we want to ask them. Like go back and start. If you look at videos, you can see just the Swolemate stuff. You can see competition stuff. You can see all of that. I have it broken down into category. Okay. So anyway, thanks for being here, and we will see y'all on the next one.